With everything the Toronto Raptors have dealt with over the last 24 hours and with everything going against the Raptors in the game tonight against the Boston Celtics, we all kind of had a feeling heading into this one that it might not be pretty. However, I do have to give this Raptor team an absolute ton of credit. With everything that went on yesterday with the Detroit Pistons and how the team played downright awful and got slaughtered by a terrible Pistons team, they went out there tonight against a really good Boston Celtics team in Boston. Second night of a back-to-back. No OG, no Fred, no Pascal. And you took the Celtics right down to the wire. Unfortunately, they lost 132-125 to the Boston Celtics, but you can't fault these guys. As much as I'd love to see these guys do great, and they end the first half 17-19, it's not pretty. But I'm here to talk about this game today. And the way they played, yeah, you gave up 132. Your defense wasn't there. The last two games defensively, they've really not been there. But the intensity level and the will to win was there today. The Boston Celtics just, as I mentioned yesterday, you have to have stars in this league to really go anywhere. And the Raptors over the last two games didn't have any of their stars. I love Lowry, but he can only do so much. And against a very good Boston Celtics team who, yes, their record is not where they want it and where it should be. That team is the same team that beat the Raptors in 7 games in the second round last year in the playoffs. And as much as I wanted to come on here and talk negative about the Raptors because it looked like from the get-go it was not going to be a pretty game just from everything going against Toronto, these guys played well. Let's break this game down. First quarter, Raptors, they come out and they play some pretty solid basketball in the first quarter, but it's the defensive side of the ball that was the huge problem in this game. Not one quarter did the Boston Celtics score less than 30. It's going to be hard to win those type of games, especially with your 3 big guys out. Obviously, all 3 guys are premier defensive players. Fred VanVleet should be on the all-defensive team. OG Anunoby, we all know the defensive prowess he plays with. He always gets the number 1 option on the other team. Tells you the damn defensive player he is. And Pascal Siakam, everyone likes to, give him crap for everything he does. But everyone damn well knows he's a very good defender. And you don't have those 3 guys against this very good team. It's going to be tough. You won the first quarter, however, 34-31. In that second quarter, the Raptors have a 9-point lead at one point. And we're like, whoa, this is weird. But the Celtics make a big run to end the quarter. And the Raptors do win the second quarter 36-35. And you're up by 4. But again, let me reiterate this. Second night of a back-to-back. You're out 3 of your main guys. 4-point game on the road. You just traveled to Boston. It's not from Toronto to Boston. It's from Tampa, Florida to Boston. Much longer flight. And the Boston Celtics did not play yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. You're going to get their best punch in that third quarter. And that's exactly what happened. The Raptors offense goes cold. They only scored 22, and the Celtics continue to roll offensively. They score 35 and build up that big lead. And they're up by 9 after 3 quarters of play. Now, the Raptors are still in it, right? They're still in it, but with being the second night of a back-to-back, you're down by 9. You got to find a way to come back in the fourth quarter. And that is always a tough task for any team. And like I said earlier, I have to give the Raptors credit. They fought to the very end. They got it down to 3 points one time, and 4 and 5, and they were right there. It's just a call here, a missed shot here, a turnover here, and it's just, you can't give a team like Boston extra opportunities because they will knock you down and beat you down. And they did that when they needed to. I talk about people making shots when they need to, right? Norman Powell, love the guy. I love what he's done all year. He had a great start to the game. They had 25 in the game. But he had 21 at halftime. Right? He had 4 the rest of the game. And big shots in the fourth quarter didn't make him. And I love Norman. I love what he did. But those things hurt you. Your big guys not making shots when you need them to. That's why everyone's been on Pascal Siakam all year long, because they're not making the big shots. Jason Tatum, he made big shots in that fourth quarter to put the Celtics away and to beat the Toronto Raptors today. That's what great players do. They knock you out when they smell blood. That's why Lowry is so damn good when he has help, of course. You know, put him in a situation where he's going to make a big shot. He will make that shot 9 times out of 10. We've seen it all his career. Jason Tatum is that guy. But the Raptors did not have enough firepower in this game today to put them over the top. Nothing to take away from the Boston Celtics. They're a fantastic ball club, but it seems to me, at least, from afar, that there's something missing with that franchise. Obviously, Marcus Smart is injured, and he's a huge part of that team. But is he the real factor that this team is kind of barely treading above water? Yes, they've won, 4 straight and whatnot, but they just barely beat the Raptors. They barely won one of their other games. They beat the Clippers and whatnot. I don't think Kawhi played. So there's all kinds of craziness going on with the Boston Celtics. But with the Toronto Raptors, guys, you can't be mad at them for this game. You just can't. Let's get through the numbers here real quick. Boston shot 61% from the field. You can't expect to win when you allow a team to shoot 61% from the field. The Raptors shot 50%, but 61 for the Boston Celtics and 45% from three-point range. Raptors shot 42, 50% from the field, 42% from three. Those are really good numbers, but the Boston Celtics just made a ton of shots in this game. They were 72% from the free throw line. Raptors were 82% from the line. Free throws were 40-17 in favor of the Celtics. But before everybody, I'm a diehard Raptor fan, as you all know. But I'm not going to sit here and say that the referees, 40-17, it's ridiculous. The Raptors took 53s. I'm spitting all over the place. 53s. They took 29. Where do fouls usually get called? In the paint. If you're taking 53s to their 29, and they're getting in the paint, and they're taking mid-range J's and all that stuff, they're going to get more calls. Yes, 40-17 is a ridiculously big number, but that is not the reason this Raptors team lost today. Were there some bad calls one way? Yes, but there were some bad calls the other way. So that's why I'm not going to harp on the officials in this game, because they have things to back it up. Now, moving the basketball is something that we talk about on this channel, about how it's so important. And a big reason of why this Raptor team was close in this game, moving the basketball around. They had 36 assists in the game. Lowry had a career-high 19 dimes. They played well. Aaron Baines got the start at center, and he was really good. 13 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 6 of 9 shooting. He made a 3 in the ball game. Were there a couple plays where it makes me want to pull my hair out? Yeah, he comes down with the rebound, and then Pritchard comes and strips it away. I'm like, buddy, you got 8 inches of the guy, probably 40 pounds. Grab onto the damn ball. But you can't fault Baines. Overall, he had played a really solid game. And yes, I talked about Norman Powell and how he struggled in the second half, but he still dropped 25, 2, and 4 on 7-17 shooting, 4 of 10 from 3, and had 2 steals. He's not the reason you lost. Stanley Johnson got the start today. That's where this team is at right now. He had 14 points, though. A couple boards, 1 assist, shot 5 of 10, was 4 of 7 from three-point range. He had 2 steals in the game. Stanley gave you some great minutes today. And Kyle Lowry, as I mentioned, 14 points, 3 boards. He had 19 assists, but he shot 5 of 18. It was 3-11 from 3. So he kind of struggled shooting the ball, but move the ball, fantastic, 19 dimes. You can't get mad at Kyle for what he does. And the bench gave you that lift. In the past against the Boston Celtics, you've seen Semi Ojeleye and Pritchard crush you off the bench, and the Raptors don't get any bench points. That's why they've been slaughtered by the Celtics in the first few games of the year. But Chris Boucher was fantastic today. 30 points, 5 boards, shot 11 of 15, was 5 of 9 from 3. He ended up fouling out late in this ball game, but it was meaningless at that point. He was fantastic. And Terrence Davis, 22 points, 3 boards, 4 dimes, shot 8 of 14, was 3 of 8 from 3. But went down with an injury there late in this basketball game and fell awkward on the ankle and hobbling off, had to get helped off the court. That does not look good. That does not look good, Raptor fans. Now, the good news is we're going into a break, so it gives him some time to rest. But the way he went down and the way that he was grabbing his ankle and basically took his shoe off right away, that's not a good sign. So I'm hoping he's okay, and I'm hoping it's not as serious as we all make it out to be, but it does not look good for Terrence Davis right now. So, Raptor fans, the first half is in the books. The All-Star break is upon us. No Raptors are going to the All-Star game, of course, as we all know. 36 games played, 36 remain, and the Raptors are 17-19 on the year. I'm going to pose this question to you guys for the comments, and you guys can go nuts. What do you think this team's going to look like post All-Star break? Yes, it's only a week. Next Thursday is their first game back. But what do you think this team is going to do? Do you think the All-Star break, after the All-Star break, they're going to look the same, and then maybe closer to the trade deadline, they're going to make some moves? Or do you think All-Star break, it's kind of a time that you might see some moves being made for the Raptors, whether it's to add or subtract or whatever the case may be? What do you think, guys? What do you think is going to happen with this Raptor team heading into the All-Star break, if anything? That's what I want to get your take on this stuff in the comments, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game overall, because it was a very good basketball game, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. You guys hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game? The Instagram link is down below. Or sorry, Twitter's down below, so follow up there if you've not done so already. Instagram link's down below, so follow up there if you've not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition later tonight as they are taking on the Vancouver Canucks starting in about 15 minutes. So the Leafs look to get their win streak up to 5 games and continue on this crazy roll that they've been on as of late. We'll talk to you guys Jay's edition on Tuesday, recapping this past week's game. They lost 8-2 today. But we'll talk about the good things that came out of an 8-2 loss, which doesn't usually happen, but it's spring training, and that's what you do. All right, and as for the Raptors, as we mentioned, their next game is on Thursday, March 11th. So next Thursday, a week today, as Raptors are at Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida, as they take on the Atlanta Hawks, all right, at home. Question is, though, what is this team going to look like come March 11th on Thursday against Atlanta? Will they look the same? Will they look different? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.